Welcome to the Global Gaming Business Gaming Supplier Showcase. Our guest today is Paul Gordon, the Senior Vice President of Sales for Rymax. Paul, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Roger.
So, whenever people think of Rymax in the industry, most of the times they think of, the great rewards programs that you bring to the casinos, the items that you arrange with the casinos to pass on to their customers. And it's, always an interesting program. And you guys do a great job in that. You're like the 800-pound gorilla in that field. But I think one of the more important things you do is you actually do provide rewards for employees. And these days, when it's hard to hire employees and retain employees, that becomes much more important. Explain how casinos have used your services in this way.
Yeah, now more than ever, it's an issue because of what's going on in the employment situation.
Right.
I was actually in Vegas 2 weeks ago and went to NIGA,
right.
The Gaming Association, always a great convention, and the first one since the pandemic.
Sure, right.
And, having been in Vegas for 30 plus years, the beauty of Las Vegas is it's a service town.
Right.
And right now it's lacking in service because it's lacking in employees.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The check-in took like 45 minutes because there were only four people checking in versus a whole bank.
Mm-hmm.
The cleaning services in the room, all that. And so employee engagement is really, really critical at this stage of the game for hiring and also retaining very, very good people.
Sure, right.
And I'll rattle off some statistics, which I don't want to be sort of a data dump, but 88% of employees that we've surveyed, they don't have a passion for their work.
Right.
It's a gig. It's not a career.
Right.
It's not something that they're working for. That's an issue. 86% of businesses and HR leaders believe they don't have a good leadership development path.
Mm-hmm.
Because the workforce is a little bit more transient, right? People
Sure.
leave and they go to different places. And 79% believe that significant retention is an issue.
Right.
So what we're talking with our clients about is really twofold. One is, what is the right balance from work at home, hours,
right,
benefits for the current employees? And equally as important is what is really important to recruit very, very good employees that are out there.
Right.
The dynamic of jobs being available but people not applying for them,
mm-hmm.
I think is short term. At some point that delta is going to change.
Right.
There are a lot of good people that are out there, and a lot of good people have a lot of different places they can work, whether it's in a casino or whether it's at a company.
Sure.
A lot of our friends that we've known through the years are actually not in the casino business anymore.
Right.
They've got other things. And so we really are working very closely with our casino clients and other clients in general to really put together a comprehensive program that gives the employees something that when they first sign on, it's a tangible item.
Right.
Peer-to-peer recognition to build that esprit de corps among the employees, that the new employee feels welcome and there's recognition. Peer-to-peer is one department or one individual saying to another one, "Hey, you've done a great job.
Right.
Here are some points."
Sure.
And those points then go towards the catalog and they're able to redeem for things.
Right.
Trophy value is very, very important. I'm a sports enthusiast. I'm a sports nut, right?
Right.
Everybody talks about, well, how many rings does Tom Brady have? How many rings does Michael Jordan have? It's not necessarily the championship. Obviously the championship is the ultimate goal,
right.
But there's always a tangible thing of that ring, right? They've got that Super Bowl ring or the gold medal, right? With the middle of the ring.
Sure.
So, a lot of the companies look to entice people with a bonus of a sign-in of, let's say, sign up now and we're going to give you $200 or $500.
Right. Right.
Well, cash has no residual value.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great attraction. Don't get me wrong if you're trying to pay your bills, but how you spent it, what you spent it on, it's not memorable.
Right.
You can get that same perceived value of a $500 sign-in bonus
mm-hmm.
with a product that costs far less.
Right.
And be able to give that employee something that really gives them something that aligns with that company that's remembered for a period of time. So
right.
Those are the programs that we're really working on. And, it's really starting to resonate really strongly because people need to fill these jobs and they need to have a program that not only do they get people on board, but the people that are on board stay.
Right.
And just to, I don't want to, rattle on, I'm sure you have other questions, but, the cost of bringing somebody on board and the cost of retaining that person is significant.
Right.
We figure that a $30,000 employee the cost is about $4,800.
Mhm.
$5,000 employee, about almost $10,000.
Right.
And that's everything from, bringing them on board, the training process, the process of actually finding that candidate.
Mhm.
There's a lot that goes into it.
Sure.
And so on employee programs, you really do want to have something that brings good people in,
Sure.
gains them, keeps them interested, and gives them pride in the organization.
Right. Well, the fact that I understand what you're saying about cash, a lot of times employees say, well, just give me the cash. But then, like you say, they don't remember that. If they are able to cash in their points for a TV, every time they watch that TV, they're going to remember that came from my company. So I understand that's a real product that makes them think about, how I got it.
And the other thing, Roger, is that it also, in terms of the family unit, goes
Right.
a lot farther.
Sure.
I mean, if you join a company and you're there and you've achieved certain things, accumulated points, and you can redeem for a PlayStation,
Right.
and you bring that home to your kids or to your grandkids,
Right.
or the TV,
Mhm.
the entire family unit now is
Right.
engaged.
Yeah.
They feel a pride factor of where their parent works.
Sure. Right.
There's a pride factor in terms of, wow, you must be doing a great job because look what they gave you.
Right.
And so that's really what the whole product thing is all about.
Sure.
And,
Yeah, no
and we know it works.
Right. So let's talk about the whole philosophy of recognition. That's obviously what the business you're in. You either recognize the employees or the players. How important is that? When people are considering what kind of program to get into in giving these rewards to their customers.
So I always tell people, think about what's in your wallet, and that's not a Capital One plug. Just think about what's in your wallet. I guarantee you that you are probably enrolled in no less than a dozen loyalty programs.
Right.
A hotel, an airline, the credit card you use, on and on.
Right.
There are two things. One is that there's a great sense of belonging, and that's why people like to be part of something. And the other thing is that when you're spending your money someplace, you do want to be recognized. Player loyalty in the casino business has been probably one of the greatest elements in terms of differentiating a casino as well as attracting new players and retaining current players. So, the psychology of that is there are a number of things that need to go into it. One is that the program needs to be always evolving.
Right.
The program also needs to tie into what that player's needs are today.
Right.
The players' needs today are much different than they were in 2019.
Yeah. Right.
They're much different.
Yep.
And so when you're going to give them some type of a reward recognition, you want to make sure that it's in tune with what they want. And I think the last time we spoke, I think you asked me a question, sort of what's redeeming. Well,
Right.
In 2020, what redeemed very, very well, obviously, is anything to do with exercise.
Mhm.
It has to do with self-improvement, cookware, that type of thing. Where luxury items sort of fell off because people weren't going out. They weren't.
Right.
They weren't traveling. That's now starting to come back, by the way.
Yeah.
Travel is starting to come back.
Right.
So I think that everybody wants to be a part of something. We, for lack of a better term, we're a very tribal society now in everything, whether it's politics, fashion, you name it. People want to be a part of something. And when they're a part of something, they want to feel that they're being recognized for it.
Right.
So the programs are really very, very important. And again, going back, playing both sides, the program is only as strong as how it's communicated.
Mhm.
And so for us, going back again to the employee side of the program, if the employees are engaged and they're motivated to sign people up in the program,
Right.
to make sure they come in during that giveaway, to talk about, the play up that's going to be happening.
Right.
If they have the proverbial skin in the game by having a program for them, it's going to be much more successful for the casino as well.
Yeah, no question. So last time we talked, you were telling me that a lot of the casinos have now gone to the catalog route where you don't give specific items, you get points and they can cash it in on a catalog. Is that still the case? Is that a strong program at this point?
Well, the catalog in terms of being online, yes.
Right.
Very, very, very strong because, look, the dynamic continues to change. I mean, right now, I don't want to date this conversation, so somebody looks back 4 years from now, but with the Delta variant, what's going to happen in terms of the hours of the casino? What's going to happen in terms of what the rules are for entertainment or dining? So to have something that's very visible is really important. To have it online is critical because everybody's online.
Right.
Everybody's on their phone.
Yep.
There's no longer a demographic where you can say, well, that demographic, we really can't reach them because they don't know about the internet.
Right.
you could be 90 years old, guaranteed you're on the phone, guaranteed you're doing something. You're looking at the stuff. So the program needs to be online. The program needs to be very current.
Right.
And I think that there's going to start to be a little bit of a shift. 99%, if not, I'm going to say 99.9% of everything we do online has the mechanism where they have to come back into the casino to redeem.
Right.
Their return trip. I think that we're going to start to see a little bit of that crack where casino operators are actually going to want their players to be able to redeem online.
Right.
Because the people that are there, they're there for a number of reasons. Not just there to get an item or a product.
Right.
They're there because it's a community. They enjoy it. It's their way of relaxing. It's entertainment. They love the fact that they can gamble, go see shows, eat in restaurants. And so that, sort of perception that, well, we want that extra visit.
Right.
They're really getting that extra visit. We need to start to look at the 21st century model of people saying, hey, you know what? I have enough points now.
Right.
I want to get this item. Boom, hit the button.
Right.
And it appears at their door.
Yeah. Well, also, they could be playing online, and then you can layer it on top of their online play. So, if they're going to play at home and you're going to deliver the item to them at home.
You're 100% right. And for all my online friends that hopefully will watch this, no one is doing a comprehensive player loyalty program. Right. We're really taking, sort of the method of the old casino, promotion of free play, essentially.
Sure. Absolutely.
Or trying to create their own brand.
Okay, great. So you mentioned you were at NIGA last couple of weeks ago. We've got G2E coming up, the biggest trade show in the industry. What's Rymax got planned for that?
So we're going to have the same size booth that we normally have, staff it accordingly. We have probably about 65, 70 new brands from the last time we saw all of our friends. Right. So that's going to be pretty exciting. We think that it is vitally important not only to be there, but to interact with all the different, clients that we have.
Right. Sure.
And we're really optimistic that I think that the attendance is going to be very strong. And I think that from what I've seen in terms of the floor plan, great participation by manufacturers and and service providers. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time, and it's going to be good to get everybody back together in the same building again. So, well, Paul, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it. We will see you at G2E, I'm sure, and continue to do the great job you're doing at Rymax. And now that people know that there's this employee component, I think a lot of casinos will jump on that. Well, Roger, as always, we appreciate the opportunity to talk to you and your audience that's there. And I look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us for the GGB Gaming Supplier Showcase, our exclusive look at the best products and services produced by vendors for the gaming, iGaming, and sports betting industries. For more information about the GGB Supplier Showcase, contact Terry Brady at tbrady@ggbmagazine.com.